point. Amid rising incidents of lynchings in the country, the Supreme Court today pulled up the state governments as they read out its verdict, sending out a clear message. The court said democracy can't be allowed in a democracy. The Supreme Court said no citizen, in fact, can become a law unto himself. The court also put the onus on the state government, saying it was their duty to ensure law and order and protect the constitution. The Supreme Court has given 4-week deadline to implement measures. Supreme Court has also suggested a separate legislation against the lynching. The court was hearing plea filed by Mahatma Gandhi's grandson Tushar Gandhi. His advocate Indira Jaising had told the court lynchings by cow vigilantes were taking place despite its orders, directing the state to appoint nodal officers.
किसी भी तरह के क्राइम के हम खिलाफ हैं और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स को समय समय पर सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एडवाइजरी भी देती है, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स को सुझाव भी देती है और कहती भी है कि इस तरह के क्राइम्स के साथ, क्रिमिनल्स के साथ किसी भी तरह की नरमी नहीं होनी चाहिए और जहां पर भी इस तरह का क्राइम होता है उनके खिलाफ कड़े से कड़े कानूनी प्रावधानों के तहत कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए.
We must immediately rush up to do something to prevent this. Supreme Court has rightly said that preventive and deterrent and other steps must be taken. Punitive steps must be taken. So a law will have to be, special law will have to be in place. And that special law must be such that there has to be speedy trial, speedy investigation, fast track, special task force, something of that kind will have to be done.
Supreme Court for coming out with the strict guidelines and strict judgment that it's come out with, and the suggestion to Parliament to draft a new law with regards to lynching. We've already drafted a law called Masuka. Anas was involved in it, and we had the who's who of the legal brains drafting it, which we've presented it to many political parties. We will now be presenting this law to all to Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, Rajnath Singh ji, and all the opposition political parties as well. And we hope this becomes a reality. But the more important point that the Honourable Supreme Court says is it is the responsibility of states to ensure an inclusive order, and this mobocracy cannot be allowed to continue in democracy.
Scathing indictment of Narendra Modi's government at the centre and to prominently to the BJP ruled states across the country where most of this ghastly and ugly violence is already taken place. And I really felt, that the ultimate, shall we say, manifestation of the ugliness was when you had a BJP minister garlanding those who were convicted of lynching. I mean, it became into some kind of a political game plan, which was like absolutely reprehensible. And can you imagine that in a modern times of this kind, that people in India are resorting to the most primitive and ghastly form of mob violence, taking law into their own hands, totally unconcerned about any consequences from the government or from the police or the judiciary of the consequences. I mean, it told you that we were becoming like a jungle republic.
Meetu Jain now joins me on the phone line for more on this story. Meetu, now the onus on not only on the state governments to implement this order, but also on the centre. All eyes whether they move in quick to make an anti-lynching law now or not.
Well, 2 quick points, Ankit. Remember, this is not the first time that citizens have taken the law into their own hands. You've been seeing it from the time of the Dadri lynching. Muhammad Akhlaq and Pehlu Khan and a whole lot of these issues, whether it is child listing or God Rakshak. Remember, the Prime Minister had also come out and really, come out with very strong words when he had said that this kind of dhanda that is going on, that's the word he had used, would not be allowed, and this is something that people are doing in the garb of religion. He had come down really strongly, but did that deter anybody? The answer is no. Have there been, laws, for example, after Nirbhaya was raped, there was so much of hue and cry and so many strong rape laws came out. Did anything come out of that? Again, the answer is no. You may have good legislation, but what is the outcome of it is something that one has to look at. Have the laws, the existing laws, are they good enough? The answer is yes. Have they been implemented? Again, they have not been implemented well. And remember, the onus now is on the states, and remember, the majority of the states in the country are ruled by the BJP. So essentially, whether it is the centre or the states, you're talking to the same party on the same page. Have they been able to prevent lynchings and this kind of, unlawful activities? Again, the answer is no. So essentially, while of course the Supreme Court has come out with some suggestions, the point is, will the state governments really be biting the bullet and doing something about it? All you need to do is make sure that that the law is actually in place and it is implemented properly. But would the BJP ruled states be actually doing that? Is something one needs to see.
Thank you so much, Meetu, for joining us with all those details. We'll come back to you for more on this story. It had to be the Supreme Court to tell the government and the states of their responsibilities to deal with the increasing menace of deadly lynchings. In fact, the Supreme Court today in its verdict made some scathing observation. The Supreme Court said citizens can't take law into their own hands. That it needs to be, the Constitution needs to be upheld. State responsible for the law and order. The Supreme Court also, in fact, went ahead and said that this is the directive to the centre, make new anti-lynching law. It's time that the country has an anti-lynching law because of the number of cases which are increasing. Uphold democratic secular ethos across the country. WhatsApp cow lynchings are only hitting out at the secular fabric of the country. Ensure inclusive social order. Supreme Court, in fact, once again reminding both the governments at the centre and the state of what their roles should be. New norms within 4 weeks. The court has given 4 weeks to the states to implement new norms and come back to it, to the court with a detailed report. And only democracy, not mobocracy. We are a country governed by constitution, a democratic country. Mobs can't rule the roost here in India.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.